Thinking it's starting to be crunch time.
Crunch time. What are we
It's
crunching?
crunch time. We're getting into the playoffs. We're finishing up free agency and some other sports. We're in high season for movies. It's crunch time. It's award season, brother.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? You know what else it is? It's Alex's birthday season. Guys, I forgot Alex's birthday. I forgot, dude. I'm so. Happy birthday, Alex. I'm sorry. Um, I don't know what to say. I texted him a Happy New Year a day before his birthday. I forgot.
Hey, Brody, how old
Uh,
am I?
you're 24.
Okay, you got it.
I know that one for sure. So anyways, I'm basically the worst person in the world.
Yeah, Brody got
But
it.
you know what the good thing is? I might have missed his birthday, but you know what didn't miss? The Panthers. The
That's for
Panthers and the Steelers are in the playoffs at the same time for the first time since I've ever known Alex.
and you know what,
So,
Brody? Let's talk about it and let's run that music.
absolute cinema. Hey guys, welcome back to Starting Two Podcast. I'm Brody Minnick. This is my co-host Alex. We're gonna jump into a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not even gonna tell you. You're just gonna run with us, and we're gonna go with it. Alex, let's get started with our first topic. We have a lot today, but it's good stuff. So
We teased the NFL playoffs, and some teams making it and some teams not making it. We'll get to that shortly, but we got to start with CFP. We had our semifinals, quarterfinals. We'll
quarterfinals,
call it
yeah.
that. Yeah. Some big matchups, some disappointing matchups, but yeah, we got some decent games in here. So what do we think? We got Alabama, Indiana.
Yeah,
Wow. I mean, just an absolute crapshoot. That game sucked. A lot of people were thinking Indiana's finally going to get a taste of the SEC. With Ohio State losing to Miami, you're thinking, hey, Big Ten maybe isn't as good as we all thought it was. They've all been beating up on each other a little bit, so let's see what happens when they get the SEC games. And they just beat the shit out of Alabama. Ty Simpson leaves the game early with a back injury, I want to say, or maybe a rib injury.
I think I think he cracked a rib.
I think he fumbled on a hit to the backside, pause, and it was wraps. I think it's 35-3, 38-3. A really rough game. Backup comes in for Bama. Fernando Mendoza plays a really good game. Kurt Signetti just aura farming all day, and that was that. We'll go Oregon played Texas Tech, and this game sucked.
Yep, and yeah, clobbered him.
We'll talk about Dante Moore and how he played, and maybe some of the NFL draft implications. And then we'll talk about how Ole Miss and Georgia was the game. That was the game.
Yeah, beautiful game. SEC
no,
ball at its finest.
no Lane Kiffin, just some good old SEC boys going at it. Gunnar Stockton, Trinidad Chambliss, Lacey getting the rock a couple times and doing his job at the running back position for Ole Miss.
You know what
This
that
is
is,
a great
Alex?
game. What's that?
That is no Lane Kiffin needed, even though he built that entire team and the fan base acts like he didn't. So, anyways, I'm gonna jump in here and I'm gonna talk about this was a great game. This is great for Ole Miss. You know, I know that that's a team that needs something right now, and they just got word actually that they're getting Chambliss back if he's able to get another year of eligibility. Although I honestly think he'd be one of the better quarterbacks in this draft this year. And Kawan Lacey said he's committing back to Ole Miss. Those, LSU fans might have thought that they were going where. I didn't really think that anyways because, I don't know, I don't want the sloppy seconds. Get him out of here. We'll get something better. But it's so funny to me how Ole Miss fans are. As an LSU fan, I'm not sure who to root for. I hate pretty much every other SEC team. Not
Except
like my parents
Kentucky.
are. Well, both my parents are like they always root for SEC teams no matter what, right? Because they both went to LSU. I'm the opposite. I don't cheer for anybody else in the SEC. I don't care. The only team I will pull for Alabama against Ohio State. Ohio State losing was a joyful day. I was jumping for joy because Ohio State was overrated from the beginning. We've talked about that this year. That's what happens when you play people. Indiana looks legit. I think they're going to win it. And Alabama, do you remember when we had this conversation about how Alabama shouldn't be in the playoffs? They beat Oklahoma. Yes, they did beat Oklahoma. Who was the one worst team, maybe worse than Alabama in this playoff? Oklahoma. So, you get the two weakest teams battling it out. Yeah.
Tulane, JMU,
No. We're not even counting. No, that's a different
A&M?
conversation we're going to get to.
A&M.
See, A&M should have been good. They should have. They
But
had
they weren't.
but they've been clobbering teams. But I will say the Texas game exposed them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they recovered from that. Especially ever since South Carolina, something has been wrong with A&M. And I'm glad that's how it is. And honestly, the U looks like one of the better teams to me in the playoffs this year. I know it hurts you to say that, and I know we had
Yeah.
this conversation. But Miami does deserve it. No matter what, they've earned it this far. Their defense is just the front line is nasty. So there's a
I don't
lot
know.
of things going on in the playoffs, obviously. But like with Lane Kiffin, it's funny. It's like I don't know who to root for because on one hand, it's like yeah, he built the team. That is
Mm-hmm.
Lane Kiffin's team. You can say it's Goulding's all you want. It's not. It's Lane Kiffin's team. Why is Chambliss even there? Oh, I forgot Lane Kiffin. So and I have one of my best friends who will be on this pod. Is a huge Ole Miss fan. He'll probably disagree on that. That's just the truth of it. You can argue with a wall. I know that some of the assistants now are trying to come to LSU to start recruiting, and that just sucks. That's the way it has to be. But I will say this: Ole Miss team is fighting for something else. Obviously, losing your coach is really hard. They're trying to make their way up there. Georgia, really hard fought game. Give me your best, implications of what you thought about this, and then I want to rewind and I want to talk about Group of 5 teams because
Yeah,
that is
absolutely.
important.
When I texted Brody during this Miami Ohio State game, I'm in Myrtle Beach. I'm with my family for the holidays. I'm on break. Um, and I text Brody. I go, "What is happening?" Maybe some expletives thrown in there, but I was so confused. I mean, everybody looked at Ohio State as this wagon. Carnell Tate is going to go in the top 10 as wide receivers, and he's by far worse than Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah Smith had a great game, by the way. All props to him.
Except a missed block.
Yeah, Julian Sayin played not great, but like we all know he was a Heisman hopeful at the beginning of the year. He ended up being in that final room for the candidacy for Heisman. So we know this team is good. Defense led by Matt Patricia. Uh, Schemes galore. That defense plays really well. The whole 9 yards, and you wonder, you're like Miami. I mean, neither of us really have faith in Carson Beck. We know that one corner who got the touchdown on the pick six. I can't names blanking right now. Probably should have won the Jim Thorpe, but he didn't.
What are we talking?
You remember the pick six where he jumped the screen?
Yes, so you're talking about Miami jumped the street? Yeah. I don't know. It went to Caleb Downs though because he's from Ohio State.
Yeah, but that guy probably to me he should have won Jim Thorpe. I can't. I'm blanking on the name. We'll look it up here in a few. But I was so confused on how Miami was doing so well, and it was because of their defense. Their defense played great. They established a good defensive line. They won in the trenches. Put a lot of pressure on Julian Sayin. I think I think if you can win in man when you're playing man coverage and you're loading the box, it's hard to uh, uh, really do anything against the defense like that. So all props to Miami. I told Brody that I'm still confused because Carson Beck is a part of the Taliban. Um, but hey, props to the Hurricanes. Michael Irvin, go ahead and take your belt off again, you little freak, and get after
Dude,
it. We'll see you next week.
that stuff is wild. Are you talking about Keontae Scott, by the way?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Michael Irvin needs to. He's digging in snow right now. He is making snow angels. He's still. By the way, he still looks like he could play football, and he's built like a 30-year-old, a 20-year-old. I don't even know how he does it, but the maybe the Coke helps. I don't know. Maybe the snow helps. Sorry. So I want to reverse back. First of all, this is a great playoffs. I'm having fun watching this playoffs, even though my team isn't in it. It's still we're getting good games, and the fact that Ohio State lost, Alabama lost, the world is right. All we need now is Miami to lose. So I'm gonna take it back. All right, the first round of the playoffs, we have Tulane versus Ole Miss, and we have JMU versus Oregon. So obviously, this is just how it is. I think the rules are stupid. It's the top 5 highest seeded. How they're ranked. Yes,
Yeah.
top 5 highest ranked conference winners get automatic bid to the playoffs. Thanks to the ACC, they didn't have anybody because Duke won, but they weren't high enough ranked. Virginia blew their shot. So who does it go to next? It goes to JMU. For some reason, Tulane was ahead of JMU in the rankings. And it's because they loved Tulane, even though they had more losses. But, I think at this point, this group of 5 experiment should just go away. I think it's stupid. There's no legitimate shot. This isn't college basketball. You know, when you can watch, we've talked about like St. Mary's. Yeah, St. Mary's can beat anybody. It's not. It's not college basketball. This isn't. It's straight up as if like me and Alex, we can both shoot a basketball. We've been known to ball. Can I run the trenches with Oregon's front defensive line? No. But I could probably shoot a 3-pointer over them. I'm just throwing the ball up. It's just a different game. There's weather involved. There's all kind of things. There's scheming. Everything is involved. Yeah, it'll happen. Tulane beat USC a couple years ago. Of course, USC never has a defense. But here's where I'm confused. Here's the head scratcher. We look at, I wish we had known what happens with Ole Miss and Tulane. I wish we could know the score of that before it happens. Pause, wait, reverse. September 20th, 2025, Ole Miss plays Tulane at the beginning of the season, 45-10.
by 30.
Yep, 45-10 is the end result. Fast forward, December 20th, gee, I wonder what will happen. Maybe Tulane's gotten better this season. 10 points again, 41-10.
Can I ask a question?
Ahead.
Do you think Lane Kiffin's departure, because the CFP committee has to consider all sorts of factors, kind of why Florida State didn't get in a couple years ago despite being undefeated, do you think Lane Kiffin's departure after the Egg Bowl impacted how, hey, we think maybe where Tulane's going to get matched up against Ole Miss, and we know they lost, but we don't have Lane Kiffin anymore. Is this going to be a more complete game, a more competitive game? Are we going to see new things? Do we think Tulane's got a chance? I mean, answer was no. Coach Golding came up with a really good scheme. They beat the shit out of them. Players played really well for the team. But do you think that had any consideration in that seeding process?
It's hard to tell, and you could say on one hand yes, but then you look at Oregon and JMU, and it's like, was there really any concern for Oregon? And that's another talk about. My sister went to JMU. I love JMU, and I think JMU is one of the best group of 5 teams. I don't think that's any doubt. That's where Signetti came from. That's where, I forgot their coach's name, who's going elsewhere now. He just got hired
He's going to a Power 5 school, correct?
Yeah.
Or a P4 school now.
Yeah, and so now we have Billy Napier. He's going down to JMU, so we'll see how that goes. JMU has lost every starter on their team, at least the offense. They're all gone. They're committing somewhere else. They're graduating. They're hitting the transfer portal. The group of 5 just needs to be a place to grow. They need to have their own national championship, and it can be just like a pool. If guys want to play really well there for a year with their team, do well in their own group of 5 playoff, they can hop up to go with the big boys. I'm tired of watching these crummy. I would have rather watched Notre Dame. I would have rather watched BYU. I would have rather watched Texas.
Vandy.
Any of those teams. I would have rather watched them in the playoff because at least they have a shot. Okay, I feel stupid having to explain this. Does this make sense?
No, you're 100% right. And the way I like to look at it, and this is a conversation that we had a handful of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, is that JMU, these kinds of schools, these formerly FCS schools that weren't competing for national championships or BCS bowls in the previous era, are minor league systems to these P4 schools. You think about it, Signetti does so well at JMU. As soon as he does really well, gone. See ya. Goodbye. The new coach did really well. As soon as he does well, see ya. Gone. Bye. All these players that do so well are gone as soon as they see a better opportunity. Hey, I can get paid. Hey, I can play at a P4 school. This gives me a chance to get drafted where I can actually make some real money, make a change for my family. I think a lot of this has to do with NIL. We never had this problem with NIL. People would stick out with their teams, We would have these stories about a couple years ago, and I'm going to say something that's going to hurt my family and my soul deeply. When JMU beat Virginia Tech a decade or so ago, when Tyrod Taylor was back at Virginia Tech, that was a holy sh**. And that was that team, and then they stayed that team, and that was that, And they grew and so on and so forth, But, like, think about these schools that don't have these big players. Like Khalil Mack, if he played in today's day, he would have transferred out of Buffalo immediately.
Buffalo, yeah.
Buffalo. I don't know what conference Buffalo's in.
I think they're it's either the American or something. But I was thinking about this the other day. Alex Highsmith was a 2nd or 3rd round pick by the Steelers. I think he was a 3rd round. He was the best player in the Group of 5 conference, without a doubt. He went to Charlotte. And Nick Saban even said that was the best player they had faced all year on defense. Nick Saban said that, and he plays in the SEC. Alex Highsmith, and there's a reason why Alex Highsmith is now a game wrecker, and he's doing really well in the NFL. But it's so cool to me that Alex Highsmith came from Charlotte, that Khalil Mack came from Buffalo. It's these guys that, like, you have not even T.J. Watt with Wisconsin. He's a first-round pick, but it's Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a great football program, but nobody really knew T.J. Watt. They're like, the Steelers get him in the 31st pick, and they're like, T.J. Watt, and we're like, oh, awesome, cool. A white dude from Wisconsin who plays, linebacker. And then he's become one of the best defensive players the last 20 years. So it's just crazy how you get these, I don't want to say no names, but guys that you don't expect to be big.
No, but that's what makes this so much better. At the end of the day, the football world is a great sport. It's an athletic. It's for all this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's an entertainment industry. Everybody like these Cinderella stories, like Antonio Brown. I'm going to stick with your Steelers here, okay? Coming out of Central Michigan.
Yep.
Being a late round pick.
Yep.
That would never happen. Now, I don't personally. I have never familiarized myself with Antonio Brown's career at Central Michigan. I don't know if he would have had the opportunity to transfer elsewhere, but it gives you an idea. You think about you could literally name 10% of the players in the NFL that went to these no-name schools before NIL. Like Tyreek Hill went to West Alabama.
Yeah.
Like Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is the biggest Triple Crown winner maybe ever. Maybe Calvin Johnson had a better year. I don't even know what college he went from. It's a no-name. It is literally a no-name. It's like Eastern Washington.
Yeah, it is. Look at Jerry Rice back in the 80s, Mississippi Valley State, and you look at Lynn Swann in the 70s.
Randy Moss went to Marshall, two greatest receivers.
He got kicked off of Marshall's team, so it's one of those where you look at. But that's what makes college football. You look at Honey Badger. Okay, back when Tyrann Mathieu played at LSU, he got kicked off the team, actually. He loves LSU. They've rekindled that relationship, but he got kicked off for, Zaza, right? Smoking too much. But did he go anywhere else? No, he didn't go anywhere else. Now, if somebody does that, like A&M has this all the time. They have somebody who, I don't know if you saw the dude who punched the guy on the Hawaii Bowl. Yeah, he already got kicked off of Texas A&M's team, and now he was playing for, what, Cal or...
I don't know.
Whoever, yeah. So but you look at that and you're like, this is a guy who would have never had a chance to play football again. Okay? Or like Randy Moss gets kicked out of Marshall. You got to wait. You got to wait your turn. Maybe somebody picks you up later. Tyrann Mathieu should have been so much big. He was literally so close to being a Heisman winner that year. And he fell in draft, found his place, and became a great NFL player. But now it's like you could have Bryce Underwood just had a very underwhelming year. And I guarantee you some of these schools still tried to persuade him to come to their school because he's got a lot of talent.
Albeit he's a true freshman.
A true freshman, but it's for as amount of hype as he had, I guarantee you there's teams that are still trying to get him. Now, he said he's coming back to Michigan, but I guarantee you LSU maybe try to make an offer on that because he was committed there for a while. It's funny to me that everything is just bought. Brennan Sorsby, who just committed to
Texas Tech?
Texas Tech, and Texas Tech has the oil money. He got paid $5 million. That's more than Shedeur Sanders' rookie contract in the NFL. What is the point of making it to the NFL if I'm being paid more in college? See ya. I'm done. I'll take my senior year in college. Doesn't have to be good. I get my money either way. See ya. I'm good. I'm set for life. Because $5 million can set you up for life. But here we have Odell Beckham talking about how $150 million. He didn't know what to do with it. He needs more. And to his credit, he did say that the teaching of young NFL players and college kids, they don't teach them how to control their money. They are now that they're having NIL. There's more awareness about it. But he does have a point where he's like, these guys are getting fast cars, they're getting big old houses, they're doing everything they want at age 19, at age 20. They're literally our age. I can't even imagine what I would do with that money, Alex. I don't even know. And the fact that we just had Brennan Sorsby, which, do you know his stats off the top of your head? All I know is that Cincinnati's a good team, but they're Cincinnati. It's not like this is some guy. This is not Sam Levitt. I think Sam Levitt it shouldn't even deserve that money, but he took his team to a playoff last year with Scatabo. Mm-hmm. He's still waiting out there. It's just mind blowing to me, and I think that Players should make money off their name. If they're in a video game, if they sell jersey sales, they should be able to get their own NIL deals with companies, right? Jackson Dart had a plain one when he was at Ole Miss with a jet company. That's cool. Schools should not be allowed to play players. They should not be allowed to play players. I will die on that hill.
But I think that's what it was supposed to be. But they could say, hey, here's $5 million for this car wash service.
Yeah. Until somebody came along and said, that's not going to work. We need better talent. And
I'll give you $2 million if you do a manicure pedicure salon ad for the local bodega or whatever.
Yeah. Ralph's burrito stand. $10 million offer. Where did that come from? I don't know. It's like
it's like a taco cart on the side of the road, bro.
It's just stupid. Anyways, I digress. We both, digress on this. It's just kind of ruining the sport. And every day I read a headline, then I'm like, really? Like, you go in the comments, everybody says it's ruin the sport, whatever. And then you have the bozos and the chodes who are like, well, this is great for the sport. It's the future of college football. The future of college football being Brendan Sorsby getting $5 million to throw a football. It's amateur. It's amateur football. This is not professional football.
What would you buy at 19?
What would I buy if I had this money?
Yeah.
The first thing I would do is I would buy a life-size replica robot from Lost in Space. They make them. The original Lost in Space series from the 60s. They're like life-size. That's a first purchase.
Would you buy a car?
I'd retire my family. Definitely move them into a house.
Shout out Dwayne.
Yeah, shout out Dwayne, Shannon. I don't really want a nice car. I don't really care. I'll stick with the Volvo 2005, man. Heated seats, leather seats. There's a lot of things I would do, but
isn't that thing falling apart?
No, it's not falling apart. It's just every time something does fall apart, it's like $1,000. Whoop bam, 1,000. Whoop bam, 1,000. Can't get into your car door. Whoop bam, 1,000. So, anyways, there's a lot of things I would do, but I would also try to save that money and invest it. I would hire somebody to help me invest that money.
It's a financial manager.
Yeah, so I'm not messing with that. But it's crazy to me that you can get to the college level and you can now you don't even have to look forward. What are these guys looking forward to in the NFL? What is a mid player who's maybe making $1 million in college, that's maybe a 6th-round draft pick, they're going to get the rookie contract, at least $700K in the NFL. What are they looking forward to? Do you think, okay, hypothetical, real quick, and then we'll move on. Brendan Sorsby, and I'm not trying to diss this guy, but Brendan Sorsby is not the best quarterback in college football. He's not. He's not even anywhere close to it. Mm-hmm. But he's going to be a good pickup for Texas Tech, and I think he'll elevate their offense for sure. This guy, do you think he's going to get his $5 million this year? Let's say he gets drafted next year. Let's say he's a 4th-round pick. Okay, his rookie contract is $2 million. Do you think he looks at that and goes, $2 million? That's not enough. I got $5 million last year. Now we're going to get in this whole thing where we're going to get work, and you know this because of baseball. You're going to get people now starting to ask for more money in the rookie contract. You're going to have guys like Shamar Stewart hold out because he wants something better. And it's like, you just got drafted in the 1st round of the NFL draft. What more could you want? You're already guaranteed.
That's a $25 million.
Dude, but they're going to be like, that's not enough because in 1 year of college, I made $5 million. In 1 year of college, Dave Portnoy paid me $10 million to come to Michigan. What, do you really want me that bad? Do you know, like, doesn't this is a problem? And as avid college football watchers, it's like, I can't ignore it, and I can't do anything about it, but it just like sucks to watch. And it's kind of crushing to anybody else who does. Alex, we're both musicians. I'm an amateur. When I was in college, I was an amateur level, musician, whatever you want to call it. I'm a professional now. I can get hired and paid to play drums wherever. I didn't get to go to college for free. I didn't get that. I'm not getting my multi-million-dollar contract ever. What's the point of amateur things in life? What's the point? Imagine, okay, I'm going
were you at least a 4-star drummer in high school?
Oh yeah, I was a 5-star baby. Let's not get
that
twisted. I was a 5-star.
Well, we know a couple people that had some full rides to go to,
and completely blew it. I'm about to just out them on here. I'm not going to, but man. So anyways, it's just kind of frustrating. But at the end of the day, I think Group of 5 playoffs needs to have their own thing. It honestly just needs to be a pool to get to the next level. I don't think we're going backwards. I think, Alex, I think there's only going to be going forward, and I know we're going to 16 teams next year. I think that'll help. Yeah, they are going to 16. I think it's going to help. I think having 16... Here, let me see it.
You might as well just make it 128.
You might as well just do a March Madness bracket.
Yeah.
Um,
I think about it when you said, yeah, like I'd retire my family. I would do that too. At 19 or 20 though, holy shoot, bro. Good Lord, I don't even know what I would do with that money. I
mm,
pride myself on my being good about my finances like now, because like I have to like cover like I have to pay for stuff, and I'm
yeah,
like starting to pay for my own things, and it sucks, and
yeah.
I'm working and all.
Here I am thinking this morning. Do I have enough money to afford this Chick-fil-A breakfast combo meal that I got?
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is I bought a new TV.
Oh, was it that $5 million contract?
No, no, no. It was expensive though. My birthday present, my dad covered a third of it, and I paid for the rest of it out of pocket. It's a 65-inch 4K
Ooh.
QLED AI
Do you have it with you?
Samsung. It's in my living
Why
room.
don't you DM Brendan Sorsby and say,
Can you
hey
buy
man,
this?
hey man, hold on, pause. I need to look at this guy's stats before I move on.
Okay, talk about
I've
cut,
talked about him.
cut, cut.
I've talked about him way too much.
Just
I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. Dude, and what's crazy is he played at Indiana.
Really?
Yeah,
You know
he
what's
started.
funny? Is the only two teams he was looking at going was Texas Tech and LSU.
Really?
Yeah, well, he flew to Texas Tech, he flew to Lubbock, and then he flew to Louisiana.
So, repause. We've got. Wait, sorry, not repause. Resume. Brendan Sorsby's stats for this year that earned him $5 million for Texas Tech: 61 completion percentage, 2,800 yards, 27 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Okay. 580 yards rushing, 9 rushing touchdowns. Pretty
Okay,
solid.
that's good.
That's good. That's good. Now, let me remind you, elf-sized, fun-sized Diego Pavia did double that in rushing yards, and obviously the whole world hates Diego Pavia now for a reason that shall not be named, as he was just a complete jerk after not winning the Heisman. But it's just funny that there's guys like Jaden Daniels, probably the best Heisman season ever as far as rating, as far as rushing, and as far as, he's up. You're going to say Johnny Manziel.
I'm not.
Who are you going to say? Okay, Joe
Joe.
Burrow. Yeah, Joe Burrow had the best one. I'm just saying, as far as a efficiency standpoint,
Okay.
Jaden Daniels has one of the he has the highest rating of any quarterback for any Heisman season. But it's funny. Think about the money that Jaden Daniels would have gotten. Think about the money if Jaden Daniels could get an extra year. Think about now. All these guys applying for 7 years. Imagine how much money Jaden Daniels would get. It's unfathomable. But now we're paying guys like Brandon Sorsby.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry. My hair was bothering me.
Now we're paying guys like Brandon Sorsby to come to
God bless it, bro. Kill me. Sorry. I'm sorry. I really hold up just real quick. If I had $5 million, I would retire my parents. I would blow like half of it.
I'll just go, hey Brody, free paid trip to Vegas. Come on, man.
Hey, Brody. Lifetime supply of Blue Powerade.
I go, oh yeah, you already had that one. Don't worry. I go, where are you getting this money from? He goes, don't worry about it. Then on our 75th trip to Chili's, I go, seriously, how are you paying for this? And he's like, I can't anymore. So, anyways, all right, Alex, let's move on. Do you want to talk about some NFL?
Yeah, let's talk. Do you want to go NFL or do you want to go elsewhere?
NFL.
All right. So Brody
NFL.
was talking about his Alex Highsmiths of the world and his T.J. Watts and his Antonio Browns, and he's wearing the sweatshirt or crew neck that reflects the team that those players all played for. That would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's phenomenal. It really is. And I'm just gonna do one thing for you. There's your little Mike Tomlin impression. Great game on Sunday Night Football. We'll recap a couple of the other things, kind of touch on some of the storylines for the end of the season, but we'll talk about Pittsburgh, Baltimore, because that was kind of the pinnacle of the week, I'd say. Go ahead, Brody.
Yeah, so this game, amazing game, was giving heart palpitations to even non-fans of the Ravens and Steelers. This was a crazy game. Winner takes all. Take the division, get in. And it came down to a missed field goal. And before the missed field goal, it came down to a missed extra point by who I think is one of the top 3 kickers in the league. So before that, the game is back and forth. We have a little slower first half, then we start picking it up in the second half, and then it gets really crazy with like 8 minutes left in the game. This was one of the games of the year, one of the best games. This was one of the games of the year. This was probably one of the best games of the year, basically because everything was on the line. Great game. Look, I'm not a Lamar hater. I think the guy's a great player, but I think it is kind of stupid how people were like, Lamar did everything he could in this game. Absolutely. This is not on Lamar Jackson. But let's not act like he didn't throw to 2 butt-naked, wide-open receivers. Twice! 2 times!
Yeah.
Butt-booty naked through the yard. Oh my gosh! I could have completed that pass. You could have completed that pass. Once again, I'm not digging on him. I'm a salty Steelers fan. But we also have another touchdown. 3 touchdowns. That's 2 touchdowns. The third one comes on Patrick Queen covering Zay Flowers.
Also, it's just for anybody that hasn't watched the game, go watch this play. Patrick Queen, we're gonna say offensive side of the field. We'll say I'm the quarterback, okay? Patrick Queen is on the left side of the defensive line, playing almost playing like a nickel, okay? Trying to guard a slot, and then he's got to go upfield, crossfield to get Zay Flowers, who's running a deep crossing route. And Zay Flowers, Zay Flowers is one of the I wouldn't say fastest, but quickest guys.
It's not Patrick Queen's fault. I'm not going to sit there and be like, Patrick Queen, what are you doing? He's a linebacker. He's also a run stopper. Why is he even back there? Reason number 1,000, the Steelers' defensive coordinator, Terrell Austin, should be fired. But, look, Lamar Jackson did everything he could to put the Ravens in this game, and they let him down again. This is 3 years in a row. You have Zay Flowers fumble against the Chiefs.
A little on the one.
Drop pass by Mark Andrews, and now you have a missed field goal. So, yes, Lamar Jackson didn't play healthy this year. He honestly didn't play very well at all after coming back from his injury. Probably still injured. But he tried his best. And that is also, I think Harbaugh, we're going to get to some fired coaches. I think Harbaugh's a great coach. I think he is. I think he's supplied the Ravens with an awesome system, the best system in the NFL for his quarterback. I think Shanahan has it better over in
San Francisco.
California. Yeah, San Francisco. But I still think the system they built around Lamar Jackson is amazing, so good that they can plug in Tyler Huntley, and it's the same offense. So I think he's done a great job there. I do think it's a little bit of the Mike Tomlin syndrome of the same result every single year. And the Ravens are too talented for that. They've got too many defensive stars. Their O-line is it's a good O-line. They have Derrick Henry. They have multiple-time MVP Lamar Jackson. The one thing they can't seem to figure out is the receivers, but they do have Zay Flowers, who's a dog. But they drafted Rashad Bateman. That's been a failed experiment. I just think that John Harbaugh they've just become comfortable with the same situation over and over. And this year they finished with a losing record, which is new. Especially for Lamar Jackson. So overall, Aaron Rodgers, he goes from looking like a 40-year-old to looking like prime Rodgers. It's unpredictable and I don't like it, but maybe there's something left. Maybe there is a little something sweet that they can give us in this playoff run. I know they're about to play the Texans front, which is the best defense in the NFL by far. I'm kind of scared, but I think they do have a shot. If they can just play up to their level, they'll be fine. We'll see. Give me your thoughts, Alex.
Yeah, so I'm going to touch on how this Texans game is going to look. Aaron Rodgers, I will say it. There's the term the GOAT, or the greatest of all time, and I think everybody agrees that that's Tom, and that's synonymous with Tom Brady. However, Brody and I have had this conversation that as a passer, as a quarterback, as a leader of men at that position, Aaron Rodgers is a more talented player, is a better player, not a greater player, a better player. So Aaron Rodgers to me is, I'll say, the best of all time. Okay, and that's how Brody and I are yet to. Well, we're saving this for a day where we have enough viewership.
Well, yeah,
but
we need to do whenever NFL playoffs is over.
The LeBron and Mike conversation is LeBron's my GOAT. I think he's done enough. Brody obviously thinks it's Jordan. But it's that kind of thing. Even if maybe Jordan could be greater, but LeBron to me is a better basketball player, bar none. And we'll have that conversation for another time. But it's like that with Aaron Rodgers and Tom. Aaron Rodgers at this age still has maybe some of the best zip on a ball, some of the best processing, some of the best, we're looking at two deep shell. Ravens were running a lot of shell on Sunday night. Okay, we got linebackers pressed. Oh, never mind. They're not blitzing. They're showing blitz, not blitzing. I'm going to check here. I'm going to check here. You run this, and this is without DK Metcalf. This is without Darnell Washington. This is without his two big guys. Pat Fryermuth, obviously, had a phenomenal second half. Really, really rough first half, as
Isn't
Brody
it crazy?
mentioned.
Isn't it crazy whenever they use Pat Fryermuth?
I know. It's
Isn't it
like
crazy?
it's the secret weapon, truly. You'd think that they would use it more as well. Yeah. But you look at it, you go, man, I mean, Aaron at times, like that second half, you look at Aaron Rodgers and you go, if you told me he was the MVP of the league, and I only watched the second half, I go, okay, I really would. The throw to
Yeah.
Adam Thielen, holy mother of pearl.
Yeah, on a rope.
The touchdown to Calvin Austin, albeit Chidobe Awuzie fell, frozen rope. The
Yeah.
ball to Pat Fryermuth. I mean, he is just, it's like zipping by the defender's ears. And I'm going to say something, what's it called, that gets so overlooked. With how much screen game the Steelers run offensively, it's a secondary run almost, you know? It goes unnoticed how well Aaron is at leading his receiver.
Hmm.
The some of my qualms with like Justin Fields or like a Tua Tagovailoa or you can name half the league really is
Yeah.
these screens or these out of the backfield passes is the running back has to flip his hips and turn his shoulders and then have to reverse field and go upfield. Okay.
Momentum stopped. Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron, watch this game. Aaron is leading Kenneth Gainwell, leading Jalen Warren, leading Calvin Austin again and again and again and again, and it adds them 2 to 3 yards at every single play. It's truly, truly something to behold. I'm being so serious. Now, I don't want to take up all the time as Brody. This is Brody's team, but in relation to the Steelers Texans game, I love this matchup for you guys. I really do. Do I think the Texans will win? Candidly, I think I still favor the Texans. I would say it's 60-40, 55-45. However, Brody and I have been extremely critical of CJ Stroud. He has not developed after his rookie year the way him and I would have liked to. He had a phenomenal rookie year. We do not want to take that away from him. One of the greatest rookie seasons of all time. Okay?
Yeah.
That offense does not hum. It just doesn't. That run game for Houston is not good. When TJ Watt's on the field, and we're hoping he's healthy with a midsection injury, and Cam Hayward plays the game that he did this past Sunday night, there's no way they're going to run the ball. The play action's going to be useless. Okay, and Jalen Ramsey, if he elects to play lockdown rather than ball hawk, which he usually does, Nico Collins won't be a non-factor, but will definitely be taken out of the game much more if he shadows him.
Yep.
And then at that point, you're looking at Patrick Queen on Dalton Schultz, and you like that matchup for the Steelers. Xavier Hutchinson, don't know who that guy is. We know who Xavier Hutchinson is.
Iowa
but
State legend.
It's that kind of thing. Now you look at the defense. This is going to be the real big issue. Is Houston's defense is the number one defense this year on yards. They're one of the best defenses of all time. Daniil Hunter, Derek Stingley,
Will Anderson.
Will Anderson Jr., thank you. They're going to get after Aaron. Of all the quarterbacks that feel comfortable in the pocket, feel the most comfortable in the pocket, I think Aaron understands pressure and is all right with throwing in a crowded pocket, maybe more than anybody in the league right now. Okay? So, I don't want to say that means that, hey, they'll get the ball out and they'll be fine. But I'd like to say, hey, he'll have that extra half second that where a younger quarterback or a less experienced quarterback would become frazzled or panic or that kind of thing. And the last point I'm going to make is we're getting DK Metcalf back. And Derek Stingley, a great cornerback, LSU alum, Brody's favorite players, lockdown. DK Metcalf is going to have a tremendous size advantage on Derek Stingley, so I don't expect DK to beat Derek Stingley on slants or curls or crossers, but on goes, you'd like to think DK Metcalf has a good chance at being a deep threat and potentially opening up the middle of the field for Calvin Austin, for Pat Fryermuth, for Adam Thielen. And I think it's a far better chance, and I'll let you take that. But
Yeah. Don't forget my GOAT MVS, who's done absolutely jack nothing this year. Um, yeah,
can't
so
forget that.
3 times in a row. By the way, we're just going to skip over the Browns loss, but that was just pathetic. Also, I'll say it now, and I'll say it. This is the only time I'll say it. It's not the
The
only time
greatest
I'll say it.
defender of all time.
Myles Garrett should not be allowed to play football, and no, I'm dead serious when I say this. He should have never been allowed to step foot on the football field again, and he should have seriously served some sort of jail time or some sort of charge. He hit Mason Rudolph on the head with a helmet. Let me say that again. He swung and hit Mason Rudolph on the head with a helmet. Imagine if it wasn't the soft part of the helmet, this back of the neck area, or like the side of the helmet, the one part where it had some cushioning hit Mason Rudolph on the head. Imagine if that connects and he's bleeding or he has serious brain damage. What happens there? Let me ask you, Alex. Seriously, what happens? Do you think he's banned for life? No, probably not. Probably still not, because they love Myles Garrett, and he won Defensive Player of the Year with 14 sacks. 14! How does that even happen? What? Anyways, sorry, I just definitely woke up Franco. He's disturbed too. Anyways, I'm serious. I think it's
we can't do the things the way we want to do them.
It's inexcusable what the NFL's punishment policy is. If you hit somebody, if you literally kill somebody, if you try to commit murder on the field with a piece of NFL equipment, they don't care. They literally do not care. Did Ray Lewis do it? I don't know.
I'll say we're not. The NFL isn't a pageant business, it's not toddlers and tiaras. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a violent sport. Emotions are gonna run high, and hey man, Mason Rudolph was mouthing off.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. So anyways, TJ Watt still the GOAT. But anyways, Alex, let's move on. Well, first of all, before we move on, I'm just going to run down a list of playoffs teams. Okay, we've got Denver, first seed, obviously. Wow. Cannot believe that. Buffalo versus Jacksonville. Okay, we've got LA, the Chargers versus New England, Houston versus Pitt. On the NFC side, we got Seahawks, number 1 seed. Then we got the Rams versus the Panthers. We've got Green Bay versus Chicago. We've got San Francisco versus Philly. Okay, now each of us, we're going to pick a winner right now. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and pick my AFC winner. And looking at my list,
it's going to come from the same division.
It's going to be, hear me out. I know Jacksonville's new to this, but Jacksonville looks scary. I think the Super Bowl has a good chance to be either Jacksonville. I really don't think New England's going to do it. I don't think they will. I think they are going to fold. And let's be honest, it's not Denver.
It's not Denver. No.
I don't feel comfortable saying that.
No.
And I know it people whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say wild Jacksonville or Buffalo, but I'm gonna go with Jacksonville, and then secretly in my heart I'm gonna go with the Steelers. And then for NFC, I'm gonna go ahead and pick. I might as well just pick the Seahawks because they apparently are winning every game, and if it's not that, it could be the Rams. But the Rams played a really bad game against the Falcons. Who knows? Maybe Carolina will take care of business. Give me your winners, Alex.
I think it's either the Patriots or the Bills. I lean towards the Patriots right now. I think that defense is really good. I really like how that defense is playing. And Drake May will likely not win the MVP, and I do think Stafford should win it. But
he tried to lose it, dude.
I know. His peripheral stats, highest completion percentage, and longest throws downfield. It's crazy. And he's number 1 in QBR. For a sophomore with a receiver room, albeit Stephon Diggs is a good receiver. He gets a 1,000-yard year. Kayshon Boutte, Pop Douglas, Hunter Henry. Solid receiver room. Nothing crazy. But for a sophomore, you want to kind of elevate your troops, that kind of thing. I really like the Patriots, and I really love Mike Vrabel.
That's a great coach.
I don't think Mike Vrabel ever had the team with Tennessee. Not to say Vrabes was bad at all. I don't think Tennessee was ever good enough with Vrabel.
It's hard when you have Tannehill.
Exactly. I think
he made Tannehill actually a pretty strong presence there.
Yeah, made him a Pro Bowler. But I love May. I think he may be young. It's very similar to Jacksonville with what you're saying. But I think I lean towards Drake May over Trevor Lawrence. As much as Liam Cohen has done for Trevor Lawrence, he still is like bottom five in interceptions this year. So
Yeah.
I think Buffalo will maybe create some havoc. I do think it's one of those teams out of the AFC East, and I do think it's one of those teams out of the NFC West in the
Mm.
Super Bowl. I don't think it's Philly. I would love more than anything for Philly to get bounced by 40 in the first round.
Yep.
That would make me so happy. Uh, I think it's the Rams. I really do.
I think you meant to say the Panthers.
You're right. Actually, it's going to be the Panthers and the Steelers, everybody.
Anybody knows that. Come on, guys.
Bryce
Go
Young,
Steelers.
Aaron Rodgers combined for 200 passing yards in the Super Bowl.
You know, Bryce Young has the chance to do the funniest thing ever. Can we see, and we've seen it before, can the Rams choke this one away? I don't think they will, because Stafford's pretty good in prime time when it matters the most.
Mm.
I don't know. But also the Seahawks look, and the Bears look good. The Bears, they're a team to watch for. I think they're going to beat Green Bay.
I would love... is Jordan Love playing?
I think he is.
Okay. I would love to see what their point differential is on the year, excluding the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Yep.
I think the Bears average like 15 points a game in the fourth quarter.
That's
They're
how they beat the
so
Steelers.
bad. As soon as they run a hurry up, they're like, oh, we know how to play football again.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Colston Loveland. There's my gigantic tight end. Let me go throw to him now. Oh,
Yep.
10 catches.
Uh-huh.
But that's what I'm looking at. Also, just want to say, we're going to transition here, not maul on playoffs for too long, because we got a lot to look forward to here. Raheem Morris, it's unfortunate that you got fired and you got whacked, but you died valiantly.
Yeah.
And us Carolina Panthers fans really want to thank you for what you did for the Carolina area. And let's go Panthers, let's go Falcons. Kirko, Big Kirko
Hey,
Chains.
So yeah, let's take this opportunity. Let's go to some coaches that are fired. Too early, or is it justified? Okay. We're talking about NFL coaches here. A lot of firings happening, like bang, bang, bang. Alex, I'm going to tell you one coach, okay? And you're going to say, is it too early or is it justified? And tell me why. Kevin Stefanski.
I think it's too early. I think Kevin Stefanski is one of those elite play callers, elite offensive minds in the league, and there's only a handful. Did he do well this past season and the past couple seasons? No, but you're constantly looking at quarterback issues. You think about what he did with Joe Flacco when the Browns were humming a couple years ago and went to the playoffs. Amari Cooper had that crazy big game. That's because Joe Flacco threw the ball downfield a bunch. And you ask yourself why they had a reunion with him this year. It's because he was really good for them, and Stefanski knew how to scheme that really well. The defense has never really been an issue. That kind of tends to be a theme for a lot of AFC North teams, except for the Ravens this year. They were atrocious, and the Bengals, actually, of course. How could I forget? But you look at quarterback play, and it's really hard to justify getting rid of a coach because of the quarterback. And if you're going to get rid of the coach, get rid of the GM, too. I mean, the Browns have been lackluster since getting rid of Baker Mayfield, and that's not all on Stefanski.
Yeah.
So you think of it in the NFL, I mean, I'm going to ask you a question, Brody, just simple yes or no, but is Stefanski one of those offensive minds in the league that you go, that's one of the better ones?
I think this question is hard to answer because of the quarterback play.
Mm-hmm. I just think about how Baker started off. I think about how he did well with Joe. I think he's a really good schemer. He reminds me a little bit of Brian Daboll, but to me, Brian Daboll's also a great offensive mind, just didn't have the right product on the field, which is a GM issue to me. I like Brian Daboll, Kyle Shanahan, Kevin Stefanski, Kevin O'Connor, Matt Nagy. Like, these guys, to me, are really good at, really good offensive minds. Like, Eric Bieniemy, we've been going back a couple of years. I don't know if he's on the Chiefs anymore, but, I can't justify getting rid of those guys because of quarterback play where Shadur Sanders is finishing the year. And I still like Shadur, but it's very early on in his career. 8 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I mean, is Kevin Stefanski going out there and throwing more interceptions than touchdowns? No. But it sucks, and Dylan Gabriel looks like he's physically struggling to throw the ball more than 20 yards downfield. It's like your little brother trying to throw a baseball, and it's landing right in front of you because he just can't get it there. That's what it is. Look at Jerry Jeudy's frustration in the weeks that Dylan Gabriel started. It was really upsetting, I'm sure. I think Stefanski's one of those ones that I can't really justify that.
I'm gonna go with justified here, just because as an AFC North watcher here, and like I said, one of my best friends is a Browns fan, So I hear all the grievances. He's very happy with this. I think you're right about this being Dable. I think this is genuinely just the wrong place for Stefanski. I think he'll find some success somewhere else. If he's a coordinator, he'll be a great coordinator. Ultimately, earn his way back up, just like Vrabel, I think. And it's actually kind of reminiscent of Vrabel because Vrabel brought Tennessee to a great place. The management just absolutely took a hot dump on Vrabel's plans in Tennessee and traded away everybody. And then he's left with nothing. And then now he's back and he's taking his team to one of the better teams in the league. And I think Stefanski, part of me thinks he's a good coach. He's had some elite defenses. He's had terrible quarterback play, but he's some of that comes with just the system, and it also comes with what are you going to make out of not having this? Okay. For example, Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin, as we know, is a great coach. He is. He's a stable, always even Steven. Okay. Do I think Mike Tomlin's time has kind of expired in Pittsburgh? Personally, yes. But you know what you're going to get, okay? When you have Duck Hodges coming in at quarterback, can you have a winning record? According to Mike Tomlin, you can. When you have Mason Rudolph at quarterback, can you win your last few games to make it to the playoffs? Yes, you can with Mike Tomlin. There's coaches that elevate their players to another level. And I think Mike Tomlin is absolutely one of the best in the league at doing that. And there's a reason why he put up with Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown and all these seemingly head cases at the end of their tenure at Pittsburgh. It's because Mike Tomlin is at the end of the day a really good coach and able to control these guys. So I think Stefanski just doesn't control the team anymore. I think he's lost it. He was great with Baker Mayfield for a few years. That kind of dipped down. They get rid of Baker Mayfield. They've been searching ever since, and they've left Stefanski with not a lot, but he still has a lot of talent, I think, on the roster. It's just what can he make out of it, and that's why I think it's one of those things. This is just expired. It's too long, and like I said earlier this year, I was like, I feel like the Browns think, oh, we didn't go 0-17 this year? Sweet, we'll keep him. It's like anything better than 0 wins is a win for them, and they'll build on it. But I think this season is definitely a rough one, considering that how do you have one of the top defenses in the league and win less than 6 games? How does that happen? I don't know. But that's it. It's the offensive struggles.
It's super frustrating. You mentioned the really good defense again. If these two players persist, Denzel Ward is a Hall of Famer. Myles Garrett is a Hall of Famer. Myles is a first ballot, obviously. Grant Delpit will not be a Hall of Famer. Really good ball player, though. Really good ball player. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah was really good for them.
Yeah, until he got injured.
So I look at it, and it's super frustrating, And I just, I struggle personally of hey, we're going to get this super stacked defense and we're going to pay them all a ton. And then we're not going to draft quarterbacks well. We're not going to. So here, the last time they drafted a quarterback in the first round was Baker, right? Correct me if I'm wrong?
Yep.
Okay, since then, was Deshaun Kaiser before or after? I think it's before.
That was before.
Yeah. So we've got Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders. And maybe I'm missing some, I feel like, as well.
There's a few
Jameis
backups.
Winston.
Yeah,
Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
So I don't understand investing so much into your defense, and not to be that guy, but some of these second-rate quarterbacks. And I love Jameis Winston. I think there's not a soul on this earth that doesn't love Jameis Winston. Classy guy now.
He's a backup.
He is. I mean, He's a glorified backup. And he played well with New York in his 1 or 2 starts. He really did. I don't think he's a bad guy. I think Jameis Winston is a walking 250, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. But you just can't afford to have 16, 17 interceptions in a year. And that's kind of... So, I'm really, really confused. And I'm really frustrated for the Browns because there's no investment in quarterback. After you put a first-round pick, the number 1 overall pick, to give up on Baker so quick and then not spend the time to get a new hey, let's really focus on this, And if Kevin Stefanski, and a lot of people are going to say, well, Deshaun Watson, they thought Deshaun Watson, all this kind of stuff.
Oh,
Kevin
Stefanski, Deshaun Watson, that's our other one to forget.
Kevin Stefanski just came out and said, I never wanted Deshaun Watson. Well, then whose fault is that? I don't know. It could be a poor communication between Stefanski and Andrew Berry, which in that case, see it, both of them. That's really bad teamwork there, GM and coach are supposed to be tight knit. But I can't rationalize what are we doing? It's just
I I have one thing to say about this, and I think this will sum it up. The Browns is the Browns.
Brown's gonna brown.
They're always going to be the Browns. They do things like this. The Browns could draft 17 first overall players in a row and still find a way to not win over 7 games in a season.
And go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I would love, just as a football fan, I would love for Myles Garrett to get traded.
No, I think he should rot in Cleveland. I think he should rot off the football field, but if he's going to be somewhere, he chose the money. He chose, and he said, it's so funny. What a loser. Anyways, he says that, oh, I'm going to go somewhere, I want to win, and then they go, I'll slide you some Benjamins. Oh, I love Cleveland. I love Cleveland. All I do is go after the quarterback. I love Cleveland. So, whatever. Let's move on. Here, let's go. We're going to speed run this a little bit.
Yeah.
Jonathan Gannon, justified or too early?
Too early.
Okay.
That offense is...
I think this is sort of justified on one hand, just because I feel like he's a total douchebag. But on the other hand, I feel like it's also like, when have the Cardinals ever had stability within the last 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. And also Kyler Murray, kind of just a failed experiment. I think they should move on from Kyler Murray. I don't know if there's plans to do that. I think they should. I think Kyler Murray needs somewhere new. I think it's kind of justified, but the same reason, it's like, how can you judge a guy when, what did the Cardinals have before that? Raheem Morris, okay. I'm going to go ahead and say this is not justified. I think this is way too early. They won their last 4 games of the season. Some huge games, okay? He's been with them for 2 years. And I actually think he's a good coach. I think he's instilled a lot of things. He had Michael Penix, who has not played well, is not played up to his, number 12 pick in the draft.
8.
He's had, 8.
Or it's 10. It's like 8 or 10.
It's, top 10. And then he's had Kirk Cousins on the back end, and Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins. You know, he's aging. What is he supposed to do? You know, he's got Bijan Robinson. That's probably his most athletic playmaker. You have Drake London, but is Darnell Mooney really...
West Virginia legend David Sills?
Yeah, are they really getting the job done? So I think he's done a great job with what he had. They just put on a perfect show against the Rams. They just beat the Saints in their last week. Like I said, the last 4 games. I think this is crazy to me. I don't know. There must have been something else bothering them or wanting to move on. But 2 seasons is crazy for a poverty franchise like the Falcons. That's just what it is. They're one of those, they always struggle, and I think he's actually kind of looking up, so I don't know.
Yeah, so I'll say Raheem Morrison and Gannon kind of remind me of the same thing. Look at how well Drake London did. Look at how well Kyle Pitts actually had a pretty resurgent career. Bijan Robinson had the best running back season maybe in Falcons history. Let's go to the Cardinals. Trey McBride, one of the best tight end seasons in history. Marvin Harrison developed a little bit after the first couple of weeks where he had some drops. Michael Wilson, where did this guy come from?
Fantasy legend.
Yeah, so I mean, I look at these offenses are progressing. Raheem Morris is finally starting to get some stability on defense. James Pierce Jr. was a great draft pick. Also, Atlanta firing their GM. Was the Penix pick correct? Maybe not. Probably not. I don't like it. I liked Kirk. That's me. Bijan, I'd say Kyle Pitts is a hit, but barely. Kyle Pitts, Drake London, James Pierce Jr. These are big hits. These are big hits. You know what I'm saying? So I can't understand getting rid of that tandem in Atlanta, and I can't understand Jonathan Gannon getting fired, even though he's a hard ass. Kyler Murray hadn't really been consistent. I still like Kyler. I just think it is a failed experiment in Arizona. I can't rationalize either of them. Who I can rationalize though is Pete Carroll.
Yeah,
and that's going to take us to our last guy.
Yep, last name. Yeah, so Pete Carroll. There's nothing I need to say about this. I don't think he even should have came back into coaching. I think he's one of the guys should have rode off into the sunset. He's old. He has an older way of coaching now. It's things are going to start getting outdated. Just like Gundy at Oklahoma State, outdated. Even Saban, and he's been public about this. He's an old coach. He all this NIL and everything. That's one of the reasons he retired. Minds like this is exactly why I think John Gruden should not come back to the NFL. John Gruden, he's like your weird uncle that wants to be like, he uses the words Riz and like chill as his like cool moments. It's like, I don't think these guys should come back. There's a point where it's like things develop, things change, don't come back. And I think people like Mike Tomlin, Harbaugh are on the edge of that. You know what I'm saying? They're so comfortable with where they've been, but things change, and sometimes you need the change to come in. Exhibit A, why I don't think Rich Rod was a great hire for West Virginia. I don't think bringing somebody back has ever been a good idea, and it rarely works. Now, I will say WVU, obviously, they need something, so maybe this will work out. But
Well, and I'll say they did get a top 25 recruiting class.
woo! 46 3-stars. Oh my
I was just about to say
gosh.
one 4-star, 46 3-star.
Crazy.
But so that'll really kind of do it for our NFL talk today. Obviously, Brian Daboll, coach of Tennessee, or coach of New York Giants, and Coach Callahan at the Tennessee Titans also got fired, but that was during the year. Just a quick synopsis so you guys know. Brody thinks Daboll deserved it. I didn't. We both think Callahan deserved it. Good?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Bang. All right. We'll do a quick NBA update real quick. Anything you want to talk about?
No, other than the Thunder looking phenomenal until apparently playing the Spurs.
Yeah.
So I told you this. I used to be a huge Thunder fan. I still root for the Thunder. They're a fun team to watch. This team obviously picking up where they left off last year. Crazy potential, but now you have Wembanyama stepping in the way. I don't know. And then also a lot of the things that I watch. I'm a big NBA highlights guy, just the way I am. Man, Dylan Brooks. That's all I have to say. That's all I got to say. That dude.
And that's all you got to say.
He is a D1 clowner.
Uh-huh.
Is that the right word?
Little instigator.
Yeah, instigator, clowner. He is LeBron's worst nightmare. LeBron, we're good. Dylan Brooks is here. We're good.
Shout out Colin
yeah.
Cowherd.
I hate
For
that
my
guy.
NBA update, I'm going to talk about, again, Spurs. Little background. Spurs were my favorite team growing up because Tim Duncan's name was cool, and I always wanted to dunk, so I thought, Duncan! I'm Tim Duncan! And
You didn't go, I'm Manu Ginobili.
Mana! Yes, Manu Ginobili. But my first game I ever played was NBA Live '09, which was Tony Parker on the cover. I've always had a real soft spot in my heart for the Spurs. Really happy to see them going. I think Thunder started out 24-1, and they're 5-5, 6-4 in their last 10 games. I like to see that. I like parity in the league. I like teams losing to other teams. Obviously, we've got our big teams. The Pistons turned it around. Wow. Cade Cunningham is not going to win the MVP, but should be an MVP conversation. Great facilitator, great scorer, great downhill.
What a turnaround,
as
though.
well.
What a turnaround. I mean, they were talking about the Pistons.
I know. This is one of the worst teams of all time a couple of years ago. And now that they fully turned it around, Knicks are also doing really good. Kind of same crew for them, getting it done. Jalen Brunson, Cat, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby. Really good players over there. We'll move over to the West. Thunder, obviously. Spurs, obviously. Nuggets getting it done. And then LeBron and the Lakers are getting it done, even though it's Luka's team now. And Luka is showing why. He's averaging 34 a game, I want to say. LeBron's still putting up some efficient numbers, getting some good games for himself. The team is starting to rally. Jake LaRavia recently has been that spark that team needed, and they've been kind of getting some wins again. So
there's a few players in the NBA, in today's modern NBA, that I just watch, and it's still one of those wow factors. Because honestly, there's so many good players in the NBA, and a lot of them have the same skill set. We talk about old NBA, it was like guys are good at this certain thing. Now we have a lot of guys like Wembanyama who literally do anything they want, which is great. That's crazy. But do you ever just think about Jokic and what he does for his size? It's ridiculous. And me and my dad will be like, "Hey, did you see his stat line from last night?" I'm like, "No, I didn't see it." And he'll list off something that he talking about some 40-20-20. And I'm like, "What are you talking about? 40-20-20?" And he's like, "Yeah, he was also the first NBA player to do this." Fill in the blank. He's also the first ever
56, 16, and I think it was a triple double on Christmas night.
How do you have what? It was 16 assists, right? Or 16 rebound or
something like that. Crazy. Earlier on in the season, this might have been with 10 games played. So I'm sure this number has adjusted per 100 possessions. When Jokic is on the floor, the Nuggets are outscoring their opponents by 47.
That's ridiculous.
Now let's think about this. 100 possessions, and you're averaging a 50% shooting percentage, 30% from three, so you're averaging a point per possession, okay? So you're thinking 100 points in those 100 possessions. Jokic is averaging 47 more than the other team.
It's crazy.
They are 50% more efficient with him on the floor. 50%. That's insane. So all props to him. He should have been the MVP last year. I stand by that. He should have been the MVP in Embiid's here. But hey,
he's averaging a triple-double this year, so
he sure is.
Again.
But that'll do it for our NBA update. Nobody gives a shit about the NBA midseason cup, so we're not going to talk about that. And we'll kind of maybe bring up the NBA maybe once or twice before the playoffs, and then we'll get into a full swing and maybe bring on a little co-host who's got some NBA background.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some Japanese players, Brody. Let's talk about some baseball. We're kind of in dead season for baseball. However, free agency is just getting started. Or this is the one thing that sucks about free agency is 4 months long. But we're finally getting some of these free agency players to decide where they're going. We got a lot of Japanese players to sign since we last recorded. Munetaka Murakami, 2 years, $34 million, going to the White Sox. Huge shocker there. We're expecting him to do some good things and probably get traded. That's my expectation. Tatsuya Amai going to the Astros. Really good pickup for them. Dropped his walk rate almost by double in Japan last year in the NPB. Really looking forward to that. I think the Astros are gonna really embrace that villain role right now, and maybe take another step forward after not making it to the playoffs this past year. And big one, Kazuma Okamoto goes to the Blue Jays after the Blue Jays have already signed Dylan Cease to a 7-year, $210 million deal. The Blue Jays, I believe, have spent the most this offseason. And I think Japanese players are really starting to set a tone in Major League Baseball, and I think that's all the better for growing the sport worldwide. What do you think, Brody?
It just depends on yes to answer your question, but it's also if you look at the guys that are coming from overseas, it's always kind of shocking to me. It's not shocking when they pick something like L.A., right, the Dodgers or the Angels, but when you have teams like the White Sox being involved, I think this is good though. I think this is great that we have foreign players going to teams that are not just somebody that you would say, oh, the Dodgers have another Yamamoto. Great, awesome. I think it's great. I think the White Sox out of nowhere, who the White Sox have been atrocious, and I think it's good for them. I think it's good for the sport. That means that a team like the Orioles or a team like the Nationals can get somebody and it's like, hey, you want to come play in Baltimore? And it's like, because I'll be honest, that's not an attractive spot. There's not a lot of players that if you said, Shohei Ohtani, you want to come play in Baltimore, why would he ever leave L.A. to come play in Baltimore? I think it's a beautiful city, but it's also not L.A., and L.A. has a lot to offer. Warm weather, on top of other things. Obviously, you talked about the Astros. I just think it's good for the sport to have everybody measling their way throughout the leagues. I want to touch on, obviously, Pete Alonso coming to the Orioles.
Absolutely.
I think that's huge. I also think it's great to have star players, not even just players from overseas, but I also think it's great to have already, let's say American League players or National League, right? Coming across and coming to Pete Alonso comes from New York to Baltimore, right? They loved him. The Mets loved him. The Mets have taken an absolute beating. I mean, straight up getting punched in the mouth during free agent and trades and whatever's going on. The Mets are they're doing their best Tennessee Titans impersonation and imploding their franchise. But I think the Orioles are trying to build something good. I know the Orioles are trying to throw as much money as they can towards everybody because they are able to do that. They're going to need a little bit more help on the starting pitching side. Alex knows that. We obviously, with the loss of Grayson Rodriguez, it's tough. And I really like Grayson Rodriguez. Things were getting a little shaky there, obviously, with injuries. So for my team, the Orioles, I think we're going to need a little bit more power on the pitching side, per usual. What's new? But I do like how we're starting to see some more talent being spread around. And there's still a lot of free agents available. I know Alex is probably eager to get a little bit more punch with the Nationals. We'll see, unless they trade away their entire farm system. So I don't know. What do you think, Alex? What do you see for the Nationals?
Yeah, so obviously Nationals are under new leadership. Paul Taboni is now the new president of baseball operations. We just signed a new GM as well. We're keeping Mike DeBartolo, our former interim GM, after Mike Rizzo got fired. And our first and only signing is Ben Griffin, I want to say. That sounds right. I'm personally not familiar with him. 1 year, $5 million deal. I'm expecting him to be a part of the rotation. That's cool and all. But I think the big thing that's really happened is trading Jose Ferrer for Harry Ford, the Seattle prospect. Harry Ford has been MLB ready for a year or so now, but he's a catcher and he's blocked by Cal Raleigh. And Jose Ferrer is a lefty flamethrower for us. He was our closer after Kyle Finnegan got traded in the midseason of this past year. But we really have a hole at catcher. Keibert Ruiz has not been who we hoped he'd be, and we already paid him quite a bit. So we're really hoping Harry Ford comes in there, sets a tone, maybe gets some offense on the board. We know he can walk a lot. We know he's got pretty good pop for a catcher. We're expecting some good things there. And I think for the Nationals, uh, we're really hoping that our young players can grow. Or obviously, Brody, a super big LSU fan, Dylan Cruz went to LSU. The Nationals, to me, win 5 to 10 more games based on how well Dylan Cruz plays. That's my personal belief. I can trust CJ Abrams to do his job. I can trust James Wood to do his job. I can trust Dalen Lyle to do his job, even though he's just a rookie. I don't know if you saw, Dalen Lyle won Player of the Month, I think, at the end of the year. He had a higher OPS in the final month than Judge. Played half a season, I think, had 11 triples. But that's national single season record. Played really well. It hit 300 as a rookie. Over the last month, hit like 420, 410. I mean, really good year. So we've got some bats in there that I like. Obviously, Mackenzie Gore is our ace. We're looking at maybe trading him, maybe the same with CJ Abrams. But we've also got some guys. So I'd love to see us grab some pop. I'm not exactly sure what that would look like. We've got some first basemen in the minors, like Yohani Morales. Brady House is a guy that came up last year. A lot of young guys getting ready. I would love to see us get some pop. I'd love to see us get some pitching, but that all comes down to budget and how much the learners are willing to spend. And that same thing is with the Orioles, with how much Rubenstein is going to spend. And I'm going to come back to your Orioles because you brought up a good point. Brody is not as privy and keen on the Orioles as I am. I love what the Orioles have done this year. Do I think giving Grayson Rodriguez away for Taylor Ward was a gross overpay? Yes, absolutely. I hated that trade. However, this is your lineup now. Gunnar Henderson, really good. Jackson Holiday had a much better year last year, slightly above league average.
Rising star.
If the growth persists, he'll be an above average player, all-star player this year. Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso is a guaranteed 30 home runs no matter where you go. I'd expect him to hit 250, be exactly what you need at first base. Colton Cowser finished runner-up in Rookie of the Year last year, was hurt a little bit last year as well. But we like him. Adley Rutschman, when playing well, is the best catcher in baseball, behind Cal Raleigh probably now. So I love that. Jordan Westberg is a top third baseman in the league. Ryan Mountcastle took a step back, but we still expect him to be good.
Yeah. They could even trade him. I think they have capital.
Yeah, this is a big one. Samuel Basayo is the heart and soul of what this team is capable of, okay?
Yep.
Samuel Basayo has been a wagon in the minor league system for the Orioles. He has been so good. If he comes to Baltimore and starts lighting it up, I think the Orioles are a 90-win team. And then Taylor Ward, obviously the guy Grayson Rodriguez was traded for. That's your lineup. To me, I look at this team and I go, that's 9 above average hitters. To me. Maybe league average. It's one of those things. Now, I don't know if you picked this up, but the Orioles traded for pitcher Shane Baz from Tampa. Yeah. I have loved Shane Baz as a prospect over the past couple of years when he was coming up with Tampa. I am a huge Shane Baz guy. He's been injured a little bit. However, and I do think he's going to be phenomenal in Baltimore. I truly think Shane Baz is ace material. But for what he has produced on the field for Tampa Bay in these past couple of years with the injuries, it was a gross overpay, and that goes for both of the trades that the Baltimore Orioles made. Okay? So, Mr. Elias, GM for the Orioles, I can't rationalize those trades. I like the guys. I like going out and getting the guys. I like being active in an off season. I like building the team and getting it better because it is better. It is notably better. But I can't rationalize giving that much a prospect capital away for what's been shown on the field. So, but again, Shane, go ahead.
I think Mike Elias is trying to, number one, make up for some lost things from last year, but we've offered money to a lot of people. Schwarber obviously got a massive offer. He didn't want to play there. That's fine. I think he's also trying to make up for it. It's like, well, we need somebody, so I'm just going to pay him to pay him. It's almost like he's trying to get a birthday gift for his kid, but like on the day of his birthday. So he's like, I'll give you $200 for that item, and it costs $3. I still am waiting for Framber Valdez to be the headline. Still waiting on that, Orioles. That could happen. That's a serious possibility. Okay. And I think if you add in somebody like Valdez and you add that into the roster, I think that makes the Orioles a serious contender because you have depth now. You have guys that can carry their weight. But the problem with the Orioles last year and what was so weird is what was the worst part of their play in the beginning of the season?
Starting pitching.
Well, it's always starting pitching,
Oh, okay.
obviously. What something that was shocking.
Catcher.
It was catching. It was Gunnar Henderson being hurt. It was Ryan Mountcastle up and down. It's these guys that Jackson Holiday was the bright spot. You're looking at guys that were supposed to deliver that didn't deliver for the first 30 games of the season, which is why the Orioles fired Brendan Hyde. These guys have to come through, and you're like, oh, the Orioles are fine, right? Previous year, we're fine. We're going to be great. The hitting was a huge issue. We lost a bunch of games where they scored less than 3 runs, less than 2. It's the problem where it's the Paul Skeens effect. It's like, what are the Pirates doing?
Yeah.
So anyways, that.
Do you mind if I give you a little hypothetical here?
Yeah, go for it.
With Framber Valdez in this rotation, this is the new rotation. Framber Valdez, Shane Baz, Zach Eflin,
Yep.
Kyle Bradish, Tomoyuki Sagano. Dean Kramer is no longer on that in the rotation. Who's long been kind of the back end of the rotation guy. He moves to long relief, and you still have Yennier Cano as your setup man, and Felix Bautista, who, when healthy, and I stand by this, and I don't care about Edwin Diaz, I don't care about Josh Hader, is the best closer in baseball, bar none. That splitter is from hell. It is literally from hell. So, if you get Valdez, I think Boz has potential to be an ace. Bradish, when you guys went to the playoffs, didn't win a game. So Kyle Bradish was a sub-3 ERA. Zach Eflin has shown that he's been a mid to high end rotation piece. Tomoyuki Sagano was a really good pickup for you guys last year. I don't know if he's a free agent as well this year. We'd have to find that out.
I think he's on the free agent list, and we haven't signed him yet.
Well, then Dean Kramer slots back in. But you're looking at a really solid rotation with 2 back-end bullpen pieces that you really like, with a lineup that consists of all the players I mentioned before, and I just remembered the other name, who I am so high on.
Yeah, Trevor Rogers. Trevor Rogers, who finished the year with the best ERA.
Tyler Rogers?
No, Trevor Rogers.
The lefty?
Yeah.
He finished the year with the best ERA?
You didn't? No.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
He wasn't qualified for the Cy Young because he didn't play as many games, but he had the best ERA.
I cannot believe I forgot that. I just want to let you guys know that I'm doing this all off the dome right now, so this is but Trevor Rogers,
he was one of the best pitchers in baseball the last 2 months.
Absolutely. I can't believe I forgot him. Well, then, Dean Kramer's not an issue regardless. You don't need to re-sign Tomoyuki Sagano. You might need some depth, but I don't know if you want to pull from, have a 6-man rotation as depth. The big piece that I would love to see get an opportunity, if Ryan Mountcastle isn't the guy, and I don't know if Pete Alonso's going to play first or DH, I'd imagine he plays first. But I would love to see Heston Kjerstad get a chance. You drafted him 2nd overall in the first round 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. I am a huge Heston Kjerstad fan. I would love to see that. So I think the Orioles are in a really good spot, truthfully. I would say the Orioles or the Blue Jays have had the best offseason this year so far. And I'm really, really looking forward to how that AL East is going to shape up next year. You got the Yankees, you got the Orioles, you got the Blue Jays, you got the Red Sox. Nobody gives a shit about the Rays.
Boo.
But
hey,
you
go ahead.
No, I mean, I'm really, really, truly excited about all that's going to be happening next year. I'm very impressed by what the Orioles have done this offseason. I know Brody maybe not feeling the same way, but I am.
They gotta earn me.
Yeah.
They gotta earn me.
But on paper.
On paper, I've just been through a lot. And so is Alex, so it's going to take a lot. Now, let's, man, I love baseball. I miss baseball. Let's transition to our probably our final thing here.
All right, so we had a lot of sports talk. We were planning on talking about Avatar 3 and Stranger Things, but Brody is not, Brody's been doing a lot of that instead, so he does not have those fully watched. So, we're going to just do some games maybe, and we'll do something about music, so we're not only talking about sports. So today it's going to be Keep 3, Cut 3, and it's going to be 21st century bands. So any bands after the year 2000, Y2K? And let's get right into it. You want to go first or me, bud?
You give me a name.
Okay, starting it off, Big Fat Monday.
Heat, man.
For anybody that's unfamiliar, Big Fat Monday is one of Brody's other bands. They make great music.
Hey, we got more coming up.
And they got more coming up. And if you're in the Virginia area, go watch a live show. If you're not, go on Spotify. Go find where can you get the music?
Spotify, anywhere you stream music, man.
You know, you said Spotify. You know what that reminds me of is all starting to podcasts are on Spotify and
They are.
also YouTube and some clips are on Instagram and TikTok. So
and TikTok.
maybe go check out Big Fat Monday. Maybe go check out an old episode if you want.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a keep there. So you get 2 keep slots, one 3 cut slots left.
You're just gonna straight up hit me with like Yachtbirds and the pickup lines, like all 3 of the bands I've been in.
No, that was the only one. That's the only alley I'm throwing.
No Flight
Jonas
66. Okay, you said Jonas Brothers.
Jonas Brothers.
Okay. Ooh. At the Waffle House.
Have you heard them do the cover of I can tell by the way you use my words,
Yeah.
my words, man.
Yeah, Jonas Brothers are good, man. They've really kicked it up too. So Jonas Brothers there for a while were like a meme, and now they've like kicked it up towards like people love the Jonas Brothers. This is tough. I like the Jonas Brothers. Do I like them that much? Vacation Eyes. That's a day one playlist. I'm gonna go.
Oh gosh,
it's tough. It's tough, but I see where you're going with this, and I can't allow it.
Okay, band number 2, 3, One Republic.
Hell no! Oh my
Wow.
gosh!
You don't like One Republic?
No.
Okay.
Take that money, watch it burn. Things. No.
They
Average.
You don't like
average,
Secrets?
Average One Republic enjoyer. No.
You not like? I love that album.
You know,
that one.
I almost wrote that down. No, they're not terrible, but that's very like. No.
Lately I've not been losing sleep.
Thinking about it. No, that's not. Sit them. They're on the bench.
Secrets is such a good song though.
It's not that they're not good. It's just outdated. I don't know.
Okay,
you know?
okay. What about The Script?
The Script.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. The Script. You about to sing it? Good job. Do it for the cameras.
Oh gosh, Brody, you're killing me, man. And she changes her mind. This is the first place she will go. Thinking one day you'll come back and blah 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 blah. You don't know that song?
Well, if they sound anything like that, they're gonna be sitting. Let me jump back in here. So Alex just played me a bunch of script songs. Sorry, I'm not a script maniac. Apparently, I didn't read the script. Yeah, I know. Like, they're one of those bands where like you hear them and you're like, oh, I know that one. But no, no.
They have 28 million monthly listeners on
that
Spotify.
means nothing to me because there are bands on Spotify that have one song that has 1 billion streams, and guess what the other 6 most popular ones are? Versions of that song. Dance remix, acoustic up my butt recording, looking through the glass window version. Who cares? Anyways, so that doesn't give me another one. I mean, I'll send them if you want me to.
Do you want me to give you a different one?
Yeah, give me a different one.
Okay, The Fray.
Okay.
You know that one, right?
Yeah.
You
See,
like
there's
The
like
Fray?
there's this group of bands for me. They're not bad, but I'm gonna list them. You've got The Fray, the Plain White Tees, and you've got like I want to say like Hot Shell Ray, but like they're so niche and they only had like really one huge banger. But there's just like this group of like I'm gonna call them like kind of vanilla for me. You know, like some of their stuff it's listenable, absolutely listenable, but it's like it's just not. It's not a. It doesn't do it for me. I'm gonna sit The Fray. Is that all 3 of my sits? No, that's only 2.
Well, since we're not using the script.
Yeah, we're not following the script. I should have started the Jonas Brothers.
Okay, so Jonas Brothers are a sit. The Fray is a sit. Big Fat Monday's a start.
Yeah.
One Republic is a sit.
Yeah, that's all 3 of mine.
The rest is what you're keeping. I think you actually did a pretty good job. Okay.
Really?
Next, I'm not gonna do the mainstream. Daft Punk.
Oh, I wrote them down on my list.
Okay, so no, that's fine. I'll that's why I have an extra. Maroon 5.
No. I want Daft Punk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Daft Punk. I'll start.
Okay. Well, you don't have any option. And then I saved you the best for last.
What's best for last?
Who's my favorite band?
Your favorite band, Silk Sonic? Okay. Yeah, I guess
Smoking
yeah, that you're cheap. You're cheaping on that, but yeah.
What do you mean?
It's more like a duo.
All of the instrumentalists are bandmates. Like they're all.
No, I know. It's yeah. It's not an artist name. It's not Bruno Mars and Silk Sonic. It's Silk Sonic.
Exactly.
Okay.
Your list is good. So you got Silk Sonic, Daft Punk, and Big Fat Monday, and you sat One Republic, The Fray, and Jonas Brothers.
The Jonas Brothers fans right now are going, what is Big Fat Monday? Yeah, you just wait, buddy. You just wait. All right.
Yeah, let's go.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start off strong here. I'm going to give you what you were going to give me, which was Maroon 5.
I'll start them.
You have to. Maroon 5 went through such an elite stage. Whatever they did after that doesn't really matter, but they were so elite. Okay, we're going to go with One Direction.
I'll start.
Wow, really? Okay, we're going
The
to go...
story of my life, I take her home. I drowned all night, keep you warm inside. The story of my life.
Yes, big guy over here. Okay, you ready?
Uh-huh.
We're going to go Greta Van Fleet. You said that way too fast, Buck.
I like them, but my attachment to them goes as far as my attachment to you with them. I like them because of you. I never went and found their music because I like them.
Okay, you ready?
Uh-huh.
Paramore.
Oh, gosh, I love Paramore.
But you only got one more spot.
I'll keep Paramore.
Okay, so that's all three?
Yeah.
Okay. Black Eyed Peas.
That's fine, set 'em.
Hey, man. You're dissing some extreme pop bangers here.
No, they're great songs, but like, what would you... One Direction's probably got more hits, I think, than
I
Black
think
Eyed
they
Peas.
do, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and your last one? Weezer.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
I love my list.
Yeah, that's a pretty good list.
Paramore got me nervous, man.
You got Paramore, Maroon 5, and One Direction Keep. You got Sid and Greta Van Fleet, Black Eyed Peas, and what was the last one?
Weezer.
Yeah. I'd change out One Direction, obviously, for Greta Van Fleet.
I love One Direction, though. I really do.
Yeah, their prime was pretty cool. Yeah, that's a pretty good list. All right. Well, there it is, man. Okay. Okay, guys. Hopefully you get a chance to follow along with that and make your own sit three. Let us know if you agree with us, if you hate our picks, if you think Alex is a total bozo for benching Greta Van Fleet, if you think I'm a total bozo for not being on the One Republic train or knowing the script as well as Alex does. Let us know. Comment, like, whatever. Do whatever you need to do. Cool, guys. So, up in the upcoming future, we are going to talk about Stranger Things. Obviously, finale just happened. I'm a little bit behind. I need to watch it. My wonderful, beautiful, amazing girlfriend was just in town. She actually doesn't watch Stranger Things.
What?
It's one of those things where she tried to get into the first episode. You have to talk to her. The first episode didn't grab her, and she's like, it's like you with Alien. You know how I'm like, you need to watch Alien. You're like, no.
I have seen Alien.
No. But I'm like, you need to watch, like, you need to see the new ones, and you need to do all this. You know, it's just like, I'm good.
It's like if it's like the first couple. I don't like horror stuff, bro. It's scary. Did you ever watch Prometheus with Michael Fassbender, bro? That was like a year's worth of nightmares.
That was not even scary. Okay, guys, we're on a different track here. Anyways,
Brody,
yeah,
I could put the color brown behind you, or the color purple, or the color orange of any other team in the AFC North, and you turn around and go,
oh my gosh, it's the Browns and Kevin Stefanski. It's Myles Garrett with the helmet. Somebody stop him. Anyways, so, yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch us on YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram. We'll probably get back to our regular weekly schedule, and we got a lot to talk about. We got national championships coming up. We got NFL playoffs coming up. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. Alex, you have any final thoughts for us? Just like and subscribe.
Yeah, well, what Brody said, though, we got some stuff coming up. We talk about leaving comments about, like, your music, all that kind of stuff. Everybody leave a comment saying, Brody, can't believe you forgot Alex's birthday. I would never do that. That's terrible.
Happy birthday to you.
No.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alex. Happy birthday to you.
For anybody that
bow. Let's get out of here.
All right, this has been starting to production, and we thank you guys for watching. It's this is almost a 2-hour recording for us. Hopefully we'll get it cut down.
Me right now.
So Brody's in charge of editing it. So hopefully we get this cut down nice and swiftly, Brody. We got a lot of stuff to maybe fine tune. But we really thank you guys for watching. I've been your host, Alex Desai, my co-host, Brody Minnick, and we appreciate you watching this far. Leave a comment, leave a like. We'll see you maybe next week. Hopefully next week.
We'll
Peace.
see you guys.